Hi there, Paul Kirtley here, and in this video I want to show you how I attach a couple of important bits of kit to my person. And before you get any weird and wonderful ideas and images in your mind about that, what I'm talking about is how I attach my fire steel, my ferro rod if you like, yep, here, and a pocket knife, whatever I'm using at the time. Here I've got an old Swiss Army knife. How do I attach those to my person? In particular, some of you have seen in videos that they're clipped onto my belt in one way or another. How do I do that? I'm going to share that with you in this video and go through the details. Okay, so first off, pocket knife. What I like to use is a small carabiner here. It's not a climbing grade carabiner, it's smaller than that. It's a little keyring carabiner, but it's quite a good quality one. I've had this one for a number of years, and I can just literally clip that on and off. I can use my knife, whatever I'm using. I could have a Swiss Army knife, I could have a locking Falcon-Even TK4 for example, which is one that I like to use quite a lot. This is the old Mauser officer's knife. I'll talk about the lanyard in a minute, but I've got a lanyard on there that goes in the pocket, and then that just clips onto there, and that's nice and secure. Notice I've got it attached to the belt. Yeah, it's through the belt. It's not attached to the belt loop. These can be ripped very easily. If that gets caught on something, it can easily rip the belt loop out. I don't want that to be so insecure. I don't attach anything to these. So this little carabiner works very well. And whatever trousers I'm wearing, this system works. Could be wearing Norina Recon waterproof trousers, I still use the same system. So I have a system. I'll talk more about my pocket system in general in another video, but just in terms of this part of the pocket system, what I've got in the trouser pockets here, in the waist pockets if you like, I use the same system whatever trousers I'm wearing. I'm wearing Fjallraven trousers today, but whatever trousers I'm wearing, Carhartt, Norina, that have this type of thing, I will use the same system. Even shorts in more tropical areas or arid areas, I can use the same system, and then I know where everything is. So here, clip on there, clip that off, that comes off. Now the lanyard is fixed with a double fisherman's knot, and I will link to another video where you can see how to tie that. I will show you how to tie one of those. That is super bomb proof for a lanyard knot. Short tails on it, and it's quite neat and it looks nice and tidy, and I cut the lanyards to the right length so that that sits comfortably in my pocket. It basically doesn't hang off the lanyard, but it will sit in the bottom of my pocket without going everywhere, and I can put something else in there like a wallet or a phone without that getting in the way. It just slides down and hangs down and sits on the bottom of my pocket there. So that's how I attach the knife, and you can have each of your knives with a lanyard that's the right length. Onto the other side, have my fire steel. Now that's attached differently. It's actually tied onto my belt, and I'll show you how that's done in a second. And here at this end is a small clip that allows me to detach just the fire steel. I don't want a trailing cord on this when I'm using it. I just want that in my hand in a way that I can use however I want. And so I just have a key ring loop on there, and that goes onto that clip like so, and then that goes into my pocket. So the lanyard stays attached to me. Compare that to this one where the whole thing comes off and the lanyard is securely attached to the knife. Here, that is there and that comes off. Okay, so that's the basic setup. Let's have a closer look at how the lanyard for the fire steel is attached to my belt. It's basically a cow hitch, but I'll show you how it's done here. Now I use that on any trouser system that I'm wearing, whether it's Norina Recon, whether it's Carhartt, whether it's shorts, whether it's Fjallraven trousers of different types. This system works for all of them, and it means that I always know where everything is. I've always got my fire steel in the same place, I've always got my knife in the same place, and when I come to need to use them, I can do that quickly and easily, even though they're nice and secure, and we can get our fire going or whatever without too much trouble. And then what's important, I try and train people to do this rather than throwing them on the ground once you've used them, particularly when you're fire lighting. You can quickly and easily put them back where they belong without losing them in a leaf litter or getting distracted before you've secured them. So it's a system I find really, really useful. I will give you now a closer look at that clip. Just make sure this is focused in. That's there. I actually got this off a Surefire torch a number of years ago, this type of clip, but you can buy them separately. You can buy them in packs of 10 on Amazon, for example. What I like about it is the aperture there is large enough to get some paracord through. This orange paracord is stuff that we sell at Frontier Bushcraft. I like the orange. It goes nicely with greens, it goes nicely with blues. If you put the thing down, you can find it. I quite like orange lanyards on things, and this then just clips off there. This is very resilient. A lot of little clips fall apart really easily. This one is just a spring loaded piece of metal. It springs under its own flexibility, so there's nothing really there to fall apart. It works really well, and that clips on there very easily. So that's the system that I like to use. I know there are other ways of doing it, and maybe we'll look at those in another video, but that's the system that I like, regardless of where I am, what I'm doing. That just goes on there, no trouble, back in the pocket. Let's have a closer look at that knot there as well that we're using. So it's very tidy, double fisherman's. Once that's tightened down, it's going to be really difficult to undo that. And as I say, I will include another video linked at the top here of how to tie one of those. Very, very handy for making your lanyards. Well, I hope you found that interesting and informative. Maybe it confirms what you're doing already, or maybe it gives you some new ideas about how to securely attach your important pocket items to yourself, but also in a way that you can access them easily. I mean, we can tie things on really securely, but we also want to be able to take them off and use them. And that system that I've developed for myself works really well for me. But remember, the lanyards need to be well secure as well. That double fisherman's knot works extremely well for any lanyard that you don't want to ever come undone. So I'd recommend that you learn how to do that and employ that on your lanyards as well. Hope that serves you well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But remember, if you liked this video, please like it, and if you want more information like this, please subscribe to my channel, and there'll be more coming your way before too long. Take care.